everybody, and welcome back to the OCP, the Original Copycats podcast. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Well, it's probably because we've had an amazing behind-the-scenes starter to this episode, and we're high off of that. I'd just
I'm
say
in a really good mood already. So.
I hate that.
Well, you've got however long we've got until the end of the podcast to put me down and put me in my place again.
Oh,
Josh,
mate,
so...
give me 2 minutes.
Do you need that long?
I'm gonna pace myself this evening.
You're losing it.
Fuck off! Don't put me down, you bastard.
No, I feel like I've walked into an episode of Trisha. I'll step back a minute.
That's your nickname, innit, Josh?
Trisha?
Yeah.
Call me whatever you want, babes.
Right, you sexy bitch.
Oh, fuck off. Keep it to yourself.
Hang on a minute, you said whatever I want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't mean it.
Okay, well, how are you?
I'm alright. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
I'm also in a very good mood.
Good, that's good to hear.
It is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You actually sound like you care today. That's very rare for you.
Yeah. Well,
You're quite an arrogant
all
prick.
Well, all right. Well, thanks to our lovely guest on today. Do you know who that is, Josh?
I do know who it is. Go on.
Good.
So good.
Because
Do you want me to say we have been talking to him for the last 10 minutes? Yeah. Mr.
Well,
Mr. Go on.
Oh,
Go on. Interrupt me.
Go on then.
What? Go on. Fucking. Why you got to do everything?
Sorry.
I kind of want to set it for the joke we made before the podcast, to be honest. Chris, I hope you appreciate this, but we are joined today by the lovely Chris Grigo.
Hola, my friends.
Hello, my friend.
Jesus.
What a start.
Oh.
Well, yeah, technically, we're joined by Chris Grigo. There we go.
Yes.
Be respectful.
He's still Chris either way, mate.
Yeah, Chris with a C, not a K.
Chris with a C.
As we've
with a CH.
discussed.
Yeah.
CH.
Yeah.
And this lovely gentleman is a impersonator or an impressionist, whichever one you want to go with.
You go by a lot of titles, don't you, Chris?
We do, to be fair. I had one guy comment on a TikTok. I'm not joking, the most pedantic person I've ever seen on there. Kind of commented and said, like, the term is actually impressionist. I'm like, actually, if you take a fine flower, impressionist is also, we would call it a painter as well, their style of painting. So it's actually not, you know what I mean? Honestly, the comment section just gives me, it gives me an aneurysm. It's just horrific people, like pointless comments.
See, that's where the benefit of podcasts come in, Chris, because we don't have really a comment section other than the Instagram. So we avoid most of the cancerous side of it all, which is perfect. Come on down. Come and join us.
So that means this is technically like sort of like you're on Booper basically in that respect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To bypass all the shit.
Yeah, I think just push record one day, Chris, mate. Do all your impressions, all the stuff you want to do. Put it on fucking some sort of distribution site. Get it all out on the Spotify's and all that. You don't have to deal with comments. Just be yourself.
That's a good point. I can just think everything's okay.
Or just join us on the OCP on a regular basis. Happy days.
There we go.
I have a game for that, you know.
Yeah, awesome.
Happy days. Happy regular.
But like that guy on David Letterman used to be that, you know, was it Dave who used to play the instruments, like used to comment on the microphone going, great joke, Dave, that kind of stuff. And you sort of play a little instrument like,
you can just be our hype man.
Oh yeah, Chris the hype man.
Every time we make a good joke, you just pop in. That was a really good joke, guys. Yeah, fantastic. And then you're just gone again.
You know what, Chris? I'm going to have to thank you one more time, because having you on the podcast, I think, is going to bring out a funnier side in Alex, which means I might have an episode where I don't have to just insult him, which is perfect.
That's a lot of pressure.
I look forward to contributing to your positive mental health then, Alex. And
thank you so much.
See? Take a positive spin on it, Alex. God.
Yeah, people need it when they've listened to us. It's just like, ugh, fucking hell. Depression ensues.
only when you do a podcast on your own, Alex.
Yeah.
You screaming for 5 minutes, just like.
the ironic thing about that is that the first episode I ever did on my own was Some Positive News with Alex. And
It's the most depressing shit. No, you did all right. You did all right.
I just sound so disinterested in it, though. It's just like, oh yeah, some bloke's been walking around his garden for COVID or something.
That wasn't
It's like,
just a random.
that's an amazing thing.
Floating around his garden.
He's doing bloody laps. He's getting money for charity. No,
Don't get me wrong. He was a fantastic guy. He did really good and like raised so much money. And it was a great, like,
Yeah, he
I
did,
can't even
yeah.
fucking talk. A great thing, but I just sounded like I didn't really give a shit.
Because you didn't. Don't hide around.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
How times have changed.
our times have
How
changed.
how have you found the whole COVID malarkey, Chris? How did you get on with that?
I'm nostalgic for the first lockdown. I really am. I loved it. It was great because it was like, oh, it's going to be like, going to be a few weeks off. You know, I got furloughed for a while and I lived retirement for like 3 months and I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. Pottering about, because basically before this whole pandemic started, I've always been somebody who's always actively avoided the human race. So when I always carried around hand sanitizer everywhere I went. Anyway, I always parked the furthest away in a car park for the supermarket. Always went at like 8-9 o'clock at night. People were actively avoiding me, like I would actively avoid them around the pandemic. It was great. I loved it. Honestly, it was mint. I can't complain.
When everybody started whipping out theirs, it's about bloody time you bastards caught up with me, wasn't it? You fuckers. Yeah.
Well, exactly. What scared me was how dirty were people? Because you think about it, also people are like, oh, better wash my hands. It's like, well, yeah, if you just wiped your arse, I'm hoping you would, to be honest. It's like, what were you doing? Just licking door handles and going like, blah, that was tasty.
It's because it's easy accessible after COVID, wasn't it? It was like everybody had to carry around sanitizer with them. So it was just probably an inconvenience to a lot of people to do the basic necessity of washing your hands after shitting.
Scary.
Which is very terrifying, yes.
The best thing was going into shops as well. And like now we have all those little places with all the sanitizer. And I'm like, can you wash your hands before you come in? I'm like, I thought you'd never ask. Thank you so much. It's literally, it's in my wheelhouse. I'm like, mate, I will sit here and pump the shit out of this thing and I'll cover my hands in alcohol. You can set fire to them if you want to kill the germs.
Can you wash your hands before coming in? Yes, I can, good sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I did before I even get into the shop or left the house. It's all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the whole hand sanitizer thing became a form of currency in a way, because it was like an apocalypse. Like hand sanitizer was so hard to come by at one point that everyone was like, yeah, let's just do a deal on the corner of the street. You got 3 packs. Oh yeah, fucking hell, I got a bag of it. That's fucking shit.
Don't ever become some sort of drug dealer or hand sanitizer. You sounded like you were shagging the supplies.
I'll sting. Oh,
I would sting. Yeah, I wouldn't stop Alex.
I've got some clear liquid for you.
Oh.
Imagine a forum though. Like they'll sit there and go, guys, I've heard rumors, but I don't know if it's true, but some guy's got a love heart scented one. You're joking me. Or the bubblegum one. Oh, yeah, the treat.
Yeah.
The unicorn one's nice. That's hand washed though with unicorn magic, which is basically just like love hearts. It's amazing. I'm 12, by the way, just to let you know. I'm catfishing.
I was going to say you look good for your age, but that sounds so wrong.
Thank you. Well, you know what? Hi there. Are you single? Quote Joe Lycett.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, lovely stuff. Yes, are you single, Alex? Oh, yes, lovely. Let's go make love.
Yes. Welcome, Joe.
Save it until after the pod.
Wait, has he changed his name back to Joe Lycett after being called Hugo Boss?
Yeah, it's not Hugo Boss anymore. So
it
was such a beautiful troll, that was. Fantastic.
That was good. Oh, he's a master.
I didn't know he changed it.
Well, fuck off.
All right, then.
He did briefly for his Joe Lycett's Got Your Back, because Hugo Boss was sending out cease and desists to loads of companies who had just got him had boss in the title of things. So he thought, right, okay, I'm going to change my name legally to Hugo Boss, so you can, so I can sort of go against you as well. So how did you guys cope with lockdown?
I worked through it.
No.
I'm a driver.
You were an essential worker, weren't you?
Not really. I wouldn't have classed the country classed me as one, but I didn't. I was delivering gym wear up and down the country. That is not like, you can't even go to the gyms. We're in lockdown. Why the fuck am I delivering your gym wear? So no, if I got pulled over, I would have been very open about, no, I'm not essential. Please send me home. I don't want to be at work. But no, I worked nights through the first lockdown. So I was, truck driver up and from Swindon to Birmingham, and then from Birmingham to Newbury, and then back to Swindon. So yeah, that was my role. Yeah, unfortunately, I worked through it. Delivering fucking gym wear. Fucking the gym are closed. Just go. You can exercise at your house wearing nothing. Why the fuck am I delivering you gym wear? You're at home. You don't. Even if you got your own personal gym, you can still use that in the nude. Why are you ordering fucking shit from Gymshark?
I do like how you very much themed, like you used to assume everyone just worked out naked. I like this.
It's easy, isn't it?
I mean, it's just a bit, when you get a bit sweaty, don't sit on your sofa afterwards, but
jump straight in the shower. Don't have to worry about getting the sweaty clothes off yourself. You're already ready. Just jump straight in the shower or the bath. Boom.
There is that, but it's good to look fierce when you're working out. You've got to look fierce everything you do.
No, and just face the exercise bike or whatever you're using, like with your ass facing the window. So if anybody wants to take a peek, they're staring into the eye of darkness, aren't they? Fuck them.
Well, when I do squats and stuff at home, I tend not to actually use any like weights or anything because my massive bollocks just weigh a ton.
We're talking about the same Alex.
Chuck that in there.
You know what? Why not throw in your girth of balls? That's what it's all about, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, so I'll ask the question then, like on everyone's lips. So you lift, bro?
I do.
I've got to bet teabagging's brutal with you.
Oh, mate. Oh, anvil on top of their heads. That's not what a teabagging is. You fucking Alex just shags a mug.
Oh my god! What kind of mug? Are we talking like this big Monster Sports Direct or?
No, just Alex we're talking about here, Chris Main. No.
More of a shot glass.
Right, bragging.
Not per ball, Chris. For the whole shebang, the works.
Yeah, I use a champagne flute.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh dear.
Well, I was much like you, Chris, with lockdown. I fucking hate people, including yourself. And
just straight up, just everybody back.
Oh god.
Yeah, I generally don't like people that much. And when I had lockdown, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like 2 weeks on my own. This is great. Obviously, I had to deal with a family, but that's different. And then after the 2 weeks, I was like, oh, wait, they've done an extension. Fucking banging. Let's do it. And then there was another extension and another. And I'm like, fucking hell. Okay, I'm starting to miss people now. Who have I become? And that was my main concern. I was becoming this person that actually liked people, and it's horrific.
I know what you mean, though. It's like, it's weird. It's that balance, I think. A lot of people struggle with this. I think some people are so desperate for constant connection with people. They always need to be around somebody. To me, that's not a healthy way to be. You need that balance between, okay, I very much like, I love seeing my mates, but when I love the idea of coming back home as well, like that idea excites me. So it's kind of, but some people really did struggle throughout the pandemic, where I was like, what's changed? Really? You know,
yeah.
Went a bit deep there, went a bit Dr. Phil.
Oh, we're getting on to deep stuff later, I'm sure.
Oh God, so, deeper and harder.
Speaking of which, so we've just been on about my bollocks, and now we're going to talk about anus.
We're not going to talk about anus, are we? We're going to go on to anus, which is a segment on the show.
Have you seen?
Let's just talk
anus?
about anus. Oh no, God, no! I haven't seen your anus, thank God.
I'm sure it's splendid.
No,
it's lovely.
No. If it's anything, if your face is anything to go by, Alex, your anus is horrendous.
Oh, there's a quote for the Tinder profile.
If you love my face, you may like my anus.
Might use that making notes now.
Okay, so we should go on to anus.
Yeah, we'll go on to anus. So I'll cue the music now. So
You cringy fuck.
sorry, it's just for editing, mate.
Yeah, I know it is. That's why it's so
Right?
funny.
Until we've got the roadcaster set up,
Even
I
then,
can't
it's
do
still
anything
gonna-
about it.
Even then. That is time for the music.
It's a price.
You prick. Right.
Okay, go on then. Well, you only had
So-
one story.
Yes. So I'm gonna ask: does Chris have any anus?
Yeah, I found literally. I just because I don't really look at all the news as we see is depressing most of the time. So I just went funny news story like around on Google and found this one from Lad Bible, obviously the greatest of all Bibles.
They are.
But this is all I found. So it just caught my eye. I was like, this is fair play to her on this. Woman in relationship with toy plane says he's the best partner she's ever had.
God.
Which and she's like, she pictures of her lying in bed with it. I'm thinking, you know what, men, in all fairness, I've experienced with them, are quite useless. So I can quite sort of appreciate what she's going for there, because if I could marry my old wrestling ring from when I was younger, a WWF ring, I would. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want the Undertaker and Stone Cold as your husband. I mean, it's fine, isn't it? Because they look after you, don't they? I mean, of course, obviously Undertaker will handle your funeral plans. And then you've got Stone Cold who'll take you out for a drink.
Yeah, and then you got Randy Orton slithering in.
Yes, please. Oh, you know what I mean? Because he's a good-looking lad, he is, Randy Orton. So fair play to him.
Hey, yeah, he's
You know what I mean? Lovely-looking boy.
nice looking chap. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's from Budapest, and yeah, so she basically said she's found love with the toy plane, which she now shares a bed with and kisses every morning and night.
Oh.
Okay, this is how much it was, £600 she bought it for.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god.
I know.
What-
But she
What's it
says,
made of?
I don't know why I love him, I just love him.
Well, at least she's honest.
Love is a complex thing, and it forms many ways. People have sex with cars. People love pineapple on pizza. That's a hate crime.
That
But
is.
there's so much love out there. Do you know what I mean? So that was my story, really. That's kind of pretty much it. And I think this headline says it all, really.
That's that's a banging one, to be fair. I like
Yeah,
that.
usually a headline is enough for this because
Yeah,
Josh
yeah.
has loads.
That's my whole say. Alex does the boring story, and I've got to reel everybody back in with some funny headlines.
Well, we got our boring sandwich, isn't it?
It is
That's
our
what we
boring
call it.
sandwich, yeah, but it's a
Oh.
sandwich that doesn't make a lot of sense. So normally the best part of a sandwich is the middle bit, but unfortunately in this scenario, Alex is the middle bit. So this is the only sandwich in the world where the middle bit's the boring, dull bit, and you want the bread. This is some good fucking bread. Well, this sandwich has started with Chris as the top bun. He's a good old fucking slice of bread there. Go on, lads. Then we're about. Do you want me to go next, or do you want to do your story next?
No, I'd like to be sandwiched between you, so we're going with that.
Okay, so it's going to be a boring, dry, horrible meat in the middle, and then finish with a nice slice of bread at the bottom. That's me.
Well, this story actually relates to meat, so have that,
Go on,
you
then.
fucker.
All right.
So this is dog rescued from drowning after sausage dangled from drone in Hampshire.
Sorry, I blanked you out for a second there. I didn't actually catch that first bit.
Do you want me to say it again?
Yes, please. I wasn't even lying. I genuinely just cocked out for a second.
You fucking dick.
Wait, hang on. Let me just compose myself again. Let me just take a drink. Oh, that's some good shit. Okay, right, go again.
Okay. I expect laughter from this.
I've closed my eyes so I
Okay.
can concentrate.
So this is dog rescued from drowning after sausage dangled from drone in Hampshire.
I wish I'd just pretended like I heard it the first time.
Fuck's sake.
So
Fuck's sake.
So this is the story that basically that someone was playing with their own dog or some sinister person was like luring dogs in with like a sausage dangling from a drone to drown them. What's kind of like the?
That's a very good question, Chris. Actually, yeah. Who's instigating why is the dog in the lake or whatever it's in?
From what I have read so far, it says it was a Jack Russell Terrier that was in danger of being overwhelmed by rising tides, and she was found stranded on mud flats in Havant. The dog was called Millie, and she'd slipped out of her lead basically and been on the run for 4 days. So then everyone, like including the Coast Guard, the police, the fire department, all of this was trying to find this dog for ages. And the only way that they could tempt her out of this place that she was hiding was by using a drone with a piece of string and a sausage attached to it so that it would follow the sausage.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
I mean, it's what's the word?
One of your better ones.
Fuck's
I
sake.
mean, it took like 4 different sort of services to kind of get. I mean, meanwhile, like they drive past an orphanage that's burning down, but they're like, "Well, hang on, there's a Jack Russell missing. We need all 4 of these departments on this. There's a dog gone somewhere." They're like, "Yeah, but there's a fire. It's a fire."
Don't worry about the orphans. Get the fucking Jack Russell.
Because guys, we just need a guy with a drone in it. No, we don't actually, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't work for Maddie McCann, so
Oh
we'll just
my
move
god,
on.
she's not a dog. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah. I can imagine they're going like, right, we've had all the best detectives in the world, we've had all these best police departments. We need a sausage on a drone to find Madeline.
You know, they dangle it outside the window she was taken from. She just appears in a bush. Fucking hell, man, where you been for the last 13 years? What's wrong with you?
That's not the sausage I'm used to. Jesus. So...
If you're out there, Madeline, we miss you. Please come home.
That's going to help, that little disclaimer at the end. That's really going to help the situation.
Fucking hell.
Jokes
That was-
about the parents. Don't make the fucking jokes about her. God.
That's the sausage I was on about.
Oh, her dad's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. I was just piecing together that story that you were creating there, Alex.
What sausage are we talking? Does it go into detail what kind of sausage? Cumberland, low fat?
Oh, actually, it does.
Thank God.
Let me find it, because I found it really weird that it went into detail about where they got the sausage from.
I mean, you need the work out, to be fair.
It says here. Where is it? Hang on. Oh, it doesn't actually say what type of sausage it was. It just says it was from Aldi.
Oh, I got it right.
I really hope I did a hyperlink to Aldi as well, to the sausage page. Like, that'd be great. Good SEO.
Oh, at least I got the destination right. Thank you, Aldi, for your contribution to saving a Jack Russell.
Speaking of Aldi, though, so sorry. Speaking of Aldi, just one thing: they need to bring in self-service, a couple of self-service tills, because I'm not going there with the milk and bread and queuing down someone who's shopping for the apocalypse.
That's
Oh,
true.
God.
That is very true. But they do
Yeah.
fucking scan your shit like there's no tomorrow. They scan it like you're in the middle of an apocalypse. My God. Fucking there you go. There's bye-bye Chris's milk.
Lidl's much the same, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't shop at Lidl's, mate. I've got fucking standards.
I mean, they're effectively the same shop, but yeah, okay.
I believe they're actually brothers that went their separate ways and started shops.
What a pointless rivalry.
Yeah.
I shop at M&S just for context.
All right, you Tory.
But in all, down with those minors and kids. You can't drink your milk. Stop it. Stop drinking milk.
You know they have self-service at Tesco's as well, don't you, Chris?
Oh yes, self-service. Yes,
Oh,
anything with
thank you.
self-service. I'm
He's
there. That's what my mum actually. My mum told me about the app. It's like obviously it's Sainsbury's way. Obviously, other supermarkets are available, but Sainsbury's is superior. But so they got the scanning app, and I didn't know that existed. And oh my God, what a life changer! You bring your own bag, you scan your eyes, put them in your bag, and you scan your QR code. You're laughing. It's beautiful.
Oh, I've never actually used them.
Mate, it's a game changer.
I'm gonna have to do that then.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, if you shop out of people's bins, Alex, don't pretend like you go to supermarkets.
Please, I have standards. It's a skip.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, it's a fancy skip.
You're just flexing. You are now.
Yeah. What can I say?
Bet you clean it yourself as well, you dirty little cunt. Sorry. I forgot what I was doing then.
That was said was you said that with
yeah.
such spite.
Oh, I meant it.
Oh yeah. I mean, and also dropping the first C-bomb as well, and I'm all for it.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you.
But you saw it as well, actually. Quite fair play to you. It was quite just right impactful. It was good.
And he deserved it as well.
I
He
always
deserved
deserve it.
You deserve so much worse.
What's the time frame then to eventually? Obviously, if we do more of these and I get to know you more, what point can I call? Can I both call you?
That word
This
now,
one, mate.
now.
Now?
Yeah, as soon as
Go
you're
for
ready,
it.
mate. Yeah.
Well, let me start by saying it's great to see you two cunts. It really is.
Yes,
Hey.
stop it.
It's just
Nah,
wonderful.
sorry,
Sexy
Josh.
bastard.
Josh, stop the recording. That's too much.
Blacklist him.
I've just been talking about Maddie McCann and getting sausage, but that's just too much.
You
I
ain't
mean-
getting
Gotta have some standards. I need to be fair.
yeah, whenever you're Chris, mate, what's ours is yours. Make yourself at home. If you think Alex is a prick like the rest of the human population, then just call him it. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
sure
a
I'll grow
prick.
to resent you all at some point.
Yeah, exactly. See? Welcome to the team. Right,
Jesus Christ.
you ready for my juicy bun?
Go
Oh,
on,
yeah,
give
get
us
it
your
out.
buns,
Yeah.
mate.
I've got a few for you because, as you know, I just do headlines. So, okay, here we go.
Wow.
Right. So, banned from Chinese buffet for shitting in the seaweed. Number one. The Gran of 52 had drunk 2 bottles of vodka before proceeding to shit in the seaweed at a Chinese buffet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Harry Styles got stuck up my ass. Anybody want to throw their input on that before I give you some details as to how Harry Styles got
Was that a was that a headline or was that a personal account?
oh shit, sorry, let me that was just in my notes folder. No, this is a lovely headline from the Daily Sport, I think. It's an exclusive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great newspaper.
Yeah.
Reputable. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So how do you think Mr. Styles got stuck up this man's ass?
One Direction, I assume, but
Oh,
yes, please. Now this is it.
Oh,
We
you've
have
been listening to the
reached the
OCT podcast.
Oh,
For
that
joining
was
us.
just fantastic. Oh,
Okay, so
Thank you.
yes, it was. I presume yes, in One Direction, he was shoved up this man's ass. Would you like me to tell you how?
yeah, go on.
It was
Please.
it was just a One Direction doll. It was just an action figure of Harry Styles, and this man has just plonked it under his ass and sat down, I think.
has he not tried masturbating over a photo of Harry Styles? It's a lot easier. I mean, I
don't
can
know,
send
I
him
guess
links.
You feel him, really, don't you, when he's inside you? You know what I mean? It's as closest
I
as
mean-
most people get.
I mean, isn't that what Watermelon Sugar's all about then?
Yeah.
Apparently it is about sort of love making. So maybe that was the inspiration, you know.
Exactly, but this doll is really far up his ass. Like, I'm looking at the picture now, and this doll, I don't know how tall it is, but the head of the doll is missing, brown like the pelvic region, but it's like just underneath the bottom of the spine, and the feet are still dangling out the man's ass.
Well, you got to hand it to him. This guy has got styles.
Oh, you know what? This is getting insane.
No.
Oh no no no!
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh, well, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, fair play.
What, Harry or the bloke?
Well,
Oh,
the guy really. I mean, because at the end of the day, sometimes you've watched Tipping Point. What else is there to do?
That's very true. Yeah, Tipping Point's such a banger as well. So after that's such a high, you've got to really try and get something that's going to be as equally as a good feeling. And yeah,
Exactly.
Harry's-
How can you top Shep? Still Chester? Can't
Harry
you,
Styles up the arse. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, there's
Wow.
another one where somebody's stuffing something up their ass. What the fuck is wrong with the UK? Help! I've got a Jamie Oliver garlic press up my ass. Fucking hell, man! That's not where it goes.
Gordon Ramsay just comes in. Where's the lamb sauce?
Where's my
It's
garlic
fucking
press?
frozen. The tasteless Jamie Oliver's up my ass. It tastes disgusting. Awful.
Oh fucking hell!
Oh,
That's
well,
good.
What? I mean, Sure, but when you go to Lakeland, you don't go. Just people go in there and think, I'm going to spend £30 to have this shoved up my arse.
Yeah, and it went fully in as well. By the way, like the Harry Styles doll, it was sticking out the arse, but this is in. He's in. All right, nothing sticking out. Jeez.
But once you press on the prostate, though, like if you really pushed it in enough, like just squeeze it.
Oh, maybe I don't know, Chris. To be honest with you, maybe I didn't.
I need these answers.
I didn't fucking do it to myself, did I, bastard? Okay, well, that's my anus. Before I could go on for ages, but I got to save some for any future episodes. So there's my anus bit. There you go. You're welcome.
Save all the ass-related things for when Chris comes back on again.
I am an ass man, so I'm all for it.
Hey!
Hey.
Sex with Mr. Frosty mangled my bell end.
I mean, you can't. I mean, whoever writes that guy needs a promotion. Whoever gets that headline, you can't. Best job in the world.
Can you put bellend in the paper? Is that allowed?
Well, it's in there, mate. Well, you don't fucking. It's the Daily Sport exclusive, so they do what they want.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they're not great, are they?
Oh,
okay. Well, I think that was anus then.
That was anus. Yes, I got a little surprise one in there for you at the end.
Sweet. I love hearing about your mangled bell end.
Yeah, that was another personal story.
Oh, Mangled Bellend's a great like punk band name.
I don't know why. When you said punk band, I didn't think of a punk band song. I went in straight into like a screamer, and I just imagined somebody like Mangled my Bellend.
That's great. Are you in a band? Are you in a screamo band?
No, God, no, I can only do that for so long before my throat gets destroyed.
How do they do that though for a living? Like, surely they can do one album and then like one tour and then they die.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know.
All their energies goes into healing their throat for the next 20 years. Because my God, it's
horrible.
It
Pretty
is
extreme, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's not one of my favorites of genres. Let's just say that.
Oh, I thought I really got you on board with that rendition of Mangled My Bellend.
Well, is that single dropping anytime soon? People still use the word dropping, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think.
Is it dropping?
Dropping a deuce? Oh, we're still talking about the song. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, great band name. Great or song or album. Dropping a deuce. I love that.
This is Dropping a Deuce with Mangled My Bellend.
Yes. And imagine being all that proper, like, all right, guys, we are Mangled Bellend. Like, let's do for you.
Fuck you, Dropping a Deuce, Mangled Bellend. I fucking mangled my Bellend, Mr. Frosty.
I mean, raw variety. Where you at, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine Prince Charles watching that.
Queen loves a good mangled bellend.
She was married to one for a good amount of years.
He certainly looked like one.
He looked like an old dusty leather fucking seatbelt cover.
I've never heard of somebody describe someone as a seatbelt cover before.
I just thought of it, Chris. I'm not going to take credit for that. I just literally panicked and I said,
"Oh, great! That's love it though. It's like good way."
I just remember him looking really fucking destroyed in that car, and I just saw that.
But when he was dead.
No, when he looked dead, and people thought he was dead, but
Oh.
he was. I didn't see him in the coffin, did I? Fuck, you know.
I don't know what your relationship
have
with
we
him
though?
is.
Have we seen him in a coffin? Yeah.
Maybe.
Conspiracy. Let's throw that out there. Is he not? He's not dead.
He's not dead. He's a lizard.
He's gone back to his lizard form.
Oh.
He's like, so darling, when are you going to come with me? Not yet. Got more to do first.
Yes. I've got another 20 years of ruling.
Oh, fine, okay. Pleasure myself then.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, well, in all fairness, if you get a bit, if you're, if when they obviously was still alive and stuff, and obviously he was out, traveling around and getting, crashing
Range
cars.
Rovers. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that obviously if you fancied having a bit of a cheeky, pleasure of yourself, you just pick up a fiver and just look at it and go,
Oh yeah, that was
close enough, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
Wait,
that was his wife back in the good old days.
You don't do that?
No, because she's not my wife.
Oh, it's just me then. Okay.
You masturbate over money because you're so wealthy. Like, I'll just spaff all over this.
Absolutely minted. You dirty little fucker.
I ruined my picture of Harry Styles, so I had to move on to something.
£20 note.
I actually go with $1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, well, what have you got next for us, Alex? I know you're gonna have something.
I've got a couple of questions. I was just gonna ask.
All right, I didn't ask for your fucking life story, mate. Just go on.
Mate, do you wanna
just go on? Do you wanna fuck off? Just
do you wanna go?
Where are we going?
I don't
know. Ask Chris then.
Out.
Oh.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So as we've said, we're joined here today by Chris Grigo, who does impressions and some songs on YouTube and some little sketches and stuff like that. And I've just checked out your YouTube, and I got to say, you've got a great singing voice.
You've got, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great song. And thank you very much.
That's right. I mean, I'd sound like a cat being dragged through a piano. That was not me. That was me. So yeah, I was just gonna say, put
it out, mate.
Out. Jesus Christ. Professional as ever. So how many sort of impressions do you think you can do just off the top of your head?
You know what? It's hard. That question, every time it comes up, I always think, like, when on the spot, you never know exactly how many you do. But when you leave the situation, you go, oh, I can do him and then him and him and him. And you're like, oh, God. So probably, maybe pushing, got to be at least maybe 20, 25, like 20 odd, maybe, I think, potentially. Okay. It's hard to know, really. You think, because the thing is, it's all down. Like, I think I can do them, but it could sound like complete trash. So it's kind of like, you think, I can do this guy, and they're like, no, you can't.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. It's like, people will ask you, and you'll think of a voice. I don't know if you do it the same way, but you'll think of a voice, and in your head, like, I don't know, I move my tongue and I'm thinking, right, his voice would, maybe I'd need to do it in this position, and I'll give it a go, and it sounds nothing like what it's meant. I was like, oh God, oh no. I thought it sounded like I could have done it all right, but that don't sound anything like it. I don't know what your process is when doing voices and whatever, but yeah, that's mine.
Well, it's weird. I mean, well, first of all, like, people like, what voices can you do then? Have you watched your like top ones?
Oh God.
Yeah, God, Scooby-Doo. To an extent, I can only do so much of Scooby-Doo. Mr. Bean, I think, was my first one. That was my introduction voice to wanting to do him.
I don't think I've ever heard your Mr. Bean, so that would be interesting.
He doesn't really speak, does he? Hello. His laugh is quite fun to do. If you get it, like, I was speaking to Alex before the podcast, and sometimes if your voice or your throat feels a bit groggy or a bit gunked up from whatever you've eaten before, some voices you're a bit nervous about doing because that will impact the way the voice comes out, and you don't want to fuck it up. So Mr. Bean's laugh, you look like an idiot when you do it, but it's like I was trying to teach Kelsey, my fiance, the other day how to do it. And I was just like, you don't really do anything with your mouth other than put your tongue in a position. And then you really just use your breath or your exhale to really control the ha 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 bit of it.
Yeah, you're essentially sort of bringing your tongue up to the back of your mouth, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Scooby-Doo's another one where it's near enough in the same position. Bear with me. I'm feeling like Chris, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of you, mate.
Do you want me to do mine first? Because it's really shit, and then it'll make you sound good.
You know what? Because I'm not going to judge you for it. I just want to encourage more people to do voices, so go for it.
Okay.
No, he's an arsehole.
I'm not going to do it now. Fuck you.
No, go for it. No, go on. And we'll do Shaggy afterwards as well. Go for that.
Okay, ready? I'm going to say Shaggy, but it's obviously going to be Raggy. So,
Yeah.
Raggy.
What was Yoda's man? He's out. Raggy.
There we go.
Yes, please. That was great.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my most
Definitely got the laugh down with that one. Certainly.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much. That's my favorite one to do. That's the one when I'm nervous, throughout my years of growing up, my nerves have taken over my body, as they do most people, and you do certain little twitches or motions with your body. But mine, over the recent years, becoming more comfortable with myself as a person, mine is it go to, as best I can, the Scooby-Doo laugh, and I don't know why.
That's so good. I love that, because people keep saying like, I can't do voices, and I think you can though. People, to an extent, I think everybody has an impression they can do, whether it's someone they know or it's public figure. I do believe everyone can do it.
Yes,
I think so.
The magic about the difference between doing the voices of cartoon characters to what you do, Chris, which is obviously impressions and impersonations of actual people's voices. The difference is yours is probably harder to do because it's actually somebody's voice. A character has been created by somebody who has over the years established this voice and just done it the same way for all those years. And anybody who copies that isn't going to be perfect, but as close to it as possible. Whereas obviously, if you're doing what you do, it's just trying to get as close to somebody's actual voice. That's when it becomes more difficult. A Scooby-Doo, that could to somebody sound completely wrong, but we all know the generic laugh of Scooby-Doo. I might be too high instead of, he's got more of a grumble to his laugh. So sometimes I do it and I think, I wish I could add a bit more of a grumble to his voice. Yeah. Like when you say thank you or Shaggy in his voice, I think my version of him is a bit too high compared to the lowness. But it's perspective on it. As long as it brings joy to people, I guess that's fine.
But that's a thing that I've been thinking about when it comes to impressions, because it's like everything's quite subjective. I feel it's like when you're writing as well. So you do a voice, and then people go, "That sounds nothing like him," but then but everyone's got their own version of how they think that person sounds. So, for example, I did a TikTok where it was Darren Brown doing his kind of end of show, like kind of manic. Kind of like, I've got so much to tell you what I've been doing to you this whole show, that kind of thing. But someone will go, that doesn't sound just a bit like him. Or people will say that it's like, I did one yesterday, or whatever. It's kind of, like basically it was an IT crowd one. It was Moss. Someone says it needs to be more nasally. But when you look at Richard Ayoade, we see the exaggerated version of what Richard Ayoade does with Moss. I'm just doing it a bit more subtle. It's not like like over the top.
Yes.
So people think it's wrong, but it's not. Like, it's all opinion. I think sometimes it's hard to take the opinion sometimes, because you do think, like, I struggle with it a lot when I see a comment. You always focus on the negatives. You never see that, like, hundreds of positive things. You fixate on the negative, and you think, is it good? Am I good at what I do? Is the voice actually any good? It's horrible sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But and totally get a bit thing,
Do you ever get it sometimes where you'll just be talking one time? So I do it when I talk to my partner. And the other day I did Elmo, and I couldn't have done it any better than just off in that moment. I just did it, and I didn't even know I could do it. Same with the Shaggy impression. I made a joke earlier to Alex about doing a Shaggy afterwards, and that's because Alex was trying to practice, bless him, trying to get it right. And we were sat in my car, and he said he was doing a Shaggy impression. Oh, go on, let's just hear it. And I heard it. I was like, that's not terrible. You get there, And he was watching a video, and I was like, oh, let me have a go. And I did it, and I put him off. And I really hope you didn't actually get put off by that, Alex, because that was not ever my intention. But I was like Scoob, let's get out of here. Like, trying to get it. Like,
that's great.
I sort of gave up on that.
I didn't want you to. I'm so sorry. And this is going to be a weird podcast to the regular listeners, because Josh is being nice to Alex. You got to remember, I've spent a lot of my life with him. I don't always want to piss him off. But I didn't ever want that to put you off. But could you ever just get that? Sometimes you'll be talking to yourself and being fucking silly, and all of a sudden a voice will come out. You're like, that sounds awfully familiar, but I don't know where from.
Yeah, all the time, to be fair. I'll sit and say something. I'll just talk to a mate, and out of the blue, because you aren't putting that pressure on yourself. You just sound spot on. You think, oh my God, that's amazing. I can do, you do it. Then you go back to do it like a proper video and think, you sound nothing like them. So what is the point in your life right now? Just give up. You suck. Go and unbox something on YouTube instead.
Oh,
That's where the dollar is.
Yeah,
But
I'm glad that's universal. Then it's not just me.
I
That has
think
that feeling.
I think it is. It's the pressure you put on yourself. It is because yeah, it is quite complex thing. It sometimes I think people instantly dismiss things and say you don't sound anything like him. It's like but yeah, so you have to pick up your own interpretation of a person as well and things like that, and appreciate the content in itself as well. People fail to do that as well sometimes, which I think is a shame. Just enjoy the jokes as well. People fixate on. It's kind of a lot of pressure being an impressionist because you can write a great script and everything's like the jokes are there and the timing's there, but then if the voice is just not to everyone's sort of standing, people don't kind of dismiss it and ignore the other side of it, which is kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
I find because sometimes I think the jokes kind of add more to it because but
it's annoying. People are so quick again. So when I was first getting into doing voices, so it wasn't for anything other than I love to make people laugh, and voices were a very quick, easy way that if you got it vaguely close, people are more shocked that you got even remotely close to that voice, let alone you actually perfecting it and doing actually a really good impression. So it would normally bring out a laugh. But then you get to a point where you're talking to people and it comes up, what do you do? Basketball, I like motorbikes, and I do tend to like doing some cartoon character voices, and then you do them, they're instantly expecting you to be spot on. So when you give them your perspective or your perception of that character's voice, and in your head you're like, that's as close as I can get it, I can't do it any better than that, and they're like, no, that sounds nothing like it. You're like, fuck, I've been doing this voice for years. Nobody's told me this before. What? And that one person, like you say with your comments, they will latch on and put you down because it's like in your head you're thinking it's doing so well, and that one comment's like, no, that sounds nothing like him. Yeah, fuck, that's
and when your whole page, like when your whole kind of page is dedicated to that specific skill, it can fester. It really does. Like especially when you gain more notoriety, it's very easy to you are more of a target for people, because I think people genuinely don't like to see success. They don't like to see people doing something well, and they kind of I think people do get some kind of sort of bit of pleasure out of just going, this is awful, or making a really pointless, unnecessary comment towards a certain vowel that I pronounce or something like that. Go really deep in with a microscope, and it's like, but why? Can't you just appreciate that? Again, there's so much garbage out there that is on TikTok and everywhere, or every platform. And it bothers me that you can go on there, you can have some hot chiseled guy with no shirt on, lip syncs terribly to a film clip, and that gets all the attention in the world because, again, they're attractive as well, and they're just all this crap, because they'll just make anything for the sake of it. But when you try to put something together like I do, I try my best that I can't just produce a video every day, otherwise it will be crap. So I've got to make sure that the script makes sense and the voice is really as good as I can make it personally, get feedback from mates and stuff, and then put it up. And it's like, but I don't know, it's just...
You've got to be your own critic, really. You've got to ignore other people to a degree, because obviously there's feedback, but then there's also like unconstructive criticism, which is what most people will try to do to put you down, like you say. So if you can just sort of ignore that and go, well, do you know what? I don't think this voice is good enough, or this needs to have some work done on it, then you can sort of do that yourself. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but
no, you're on the right path, sir. I know you're probably losing yourself a little bit, but it's still fine and dandy to take constructive criticism from everybody else. But I think if I didn't have my own part of me telling me like, no, that is good, it's fun, it makes everything a bit better, then I can move on from that negative. So Stitch was my one that I was criticized for back in the day, and it's not stopped me from doing it. It might not be perfect, but it's fun to do, and it's just different, isn't it?
It's like you do the impression then. If you're such a good critic, you try it then, and then come back to me. If you can perfect it better than I've done it, then have something to say instead of just going, this is awful. That's not a good impression at all. It's like, it's a bit of a, I don't know. It's hard when you got, obviously, with mental health involved in it as well. It is a bit of a, you're fighting your own problems, your own inner sort of critic, really, inner demons more than anything. Because if you can surpass all that and ignore what your brain's telling you, that like, you are questioning your abilities. Are you actually an impressionist? If you get past that, if you can fight that, then it shouldn't matter, because I think when you start getting success, like when these peep show videos went really well, I had the pressure. I kind of started thinking, okay, right, people like these, great. I've got to make sure that everything is perfect. I've got to keep on making consistently amazing videos like that, and it's always got to be spot on to the point where like it's got to be flawless. And then eventually I realized, well, actually, it does take away the fun of it. You do lose the fun in what you just doing a funny voice. You kind of feel like you put pressure on yourself more.
Oh, I love this chat. It's nice to talk to somebody that can do voices, and like Alex, it's absolute bollocks. I said that as
Right, back to dick jokes. I've got a penis.
Hey!
Right? Oh yeah, my DVD's out in the summer.
That was my joke. Don't steal my lines. Now I've got nothing else to contribute.
Well, Alex, okay. Well, now I've done mine now, and of course we're going to be asking. Sorry, Chris, to do some of his. But what's your go-to? Because you're brilliant with accents more than obviously characters, which we've discussed privately at other times. But what character would you go to as a voice if you wanted to do one?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's changed throughout the years. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of impressions from the Dark Knight series of films.
Yeah.
And so I would like do the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, which I thought wasn't too bad. And I remember showing it to one person and they were like, no, that doesn't sound anything like him. And I'm like, but I thought it did.
Yeah.
And I was destroyed. And so it still sounds all right. But I was like, okay. And then I moved on to Bane from the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And that one, I saw a lot of people doing those sort of tutorials online where they'd cup their mouth with their hands, and then it would just look like that. And I'm just like, well, you can't really hear what they're saying. And so I just didn't do it with the hands. And I thought that sounded all right as well. But the trouble was, not a lot of people really knew that voice. And so it was a bit lost on people.
Go on, then.
Oh, what the Bane?
Well, mate, you're talking about
okay,
it.
Oh, some fucking pressure's on now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, welcome to
Dance, monkey, dance.
Get a stick out.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Go on.
You think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. You didn't. I lost the fucking line. I don't know what it is.
You know what?
So good, though.
That's genuinely surprised me, Alex. Not because I don't think you're capable of doing it, but that was genuinely that turned me on a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Thank you.
No, I like that was a nice croaky voice. Fair play to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
in terms
amazing,
of
'cause
go on, Chris.
I'm going to say one after you.
I don't know. Okay. I was just going to say, in terms of characters, I don't really have any like cartoony ones because we did an episode not too long ago where we were doing urban legends, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it just went to shit. It was so bad. And so we just started incorporating funny voices to try and make it more entertaining. And it just turned into like 9 minutes of us just trying to do cartoon impressions.
What was it? It was a spin wheel or something that we just randomly brought up characters and we ended up just going for it. Yeah.
And this was my Chief Wiggum.
Wiggum.
that was Chief Wiggum.
I'm calling Fox right now.
Yeah, but
you can actually do quite a good Marge, can't you, Josh?
To an extent, well, yeah, only if I only do two things. So her groan, so or you got homie. It's the only.
That's the horny Marge.
What is it, Marge? You trying to have sex again?
Oh my god!
Oh god!
We've got the whole family in it. Yes,
I could do Maggie.
I did do a margin at TikTok where basically obviously Salma who's always keep on trying to find love and trying to find love with Matt Hancock. I love Matt Hancock. He's so cool. He's so cute.
That's so good. That's mad.
Good times. But yeah, so I interrupted your bit there with doing your thing.
Fucking class. That's what we want.
Yeah, it's fun to do them ones, but they hurt. Like, especially like Marge hurts a lot. It's like, oh man, it's so painful.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, and then you've got like Krusty's is like, hey, oh,
hey,
yeah.
Anything that grumbles on the back of the throat, Chris, and anything that requires you to talk from essentially your tongue vibrating on the back of the top back of your throat causes pain. So Arnold Schwarzenegger was one. I used to I couldn't say a lot at the beginning with his voice, just grumbles. It's like, he just grumble a lot. Like, are you Jack Hanna? I'm looking for Jack Hanna. and it's
Oh yes, I love that.
get down, down,
Journey. We've got to find the down for Journey.
we need to get the down. Tell me.
So good. He was the governor of California. Jesus Christ.
I know.
He was just
Thank you for electing your governor.
Oh man.
I wonder if he knows that that's like the assumption that he makes that noise all the time.
What, just that grumble? Yeah, probably.
It's
What,
his
you're
alarm
telling me-
clock.
You tell him, yeah, exactly. He wakes up. Oh, it's Arnold. Wakes up. Get up. You've got to be the governor.
Oh man.
Oh, dear.
Imagine the meeting's like, so governor, we need to talk about sanitation in Los Angeles.
Go on now.
He wore a suit and made important decisions.
Like that scene from the Simpsons movie,
I was
isn't
gonna
it?
say, yeah. I picked number 3. I was elected to lead, not to read. Number 3.
Oh yes. Classic McVeigh.
Well, I have to say, one of my favorite ones that you do, Chris, is actually David Mitchell, because I find that I don't know what it is. I really like David Mitchell as a person anyway. Like just and then for when he did, all right, when he did Peep Show, I was like, okay, yeah, I like. And then I saw you did the Peep Show stuff, and I was like, okay, he's done a quarantine sort of twist on it. That's quite cool, and that's what sort of got me hooked. I was like, yeah, I've got to watch more of this.
Oh, thank you.
And then I saw you did the what was it, the Richard Ayoade's Moss
Oh yeah.
one, and it was like people were saying that it was basically the same voice as David Mitchell, and I was like, well, it's not though, is it? But it's slightly different.
Yeah, and then kind of thought, well, yeah, thought, well, it'd be funny to try that out and have like a bit of an interaction between the two, because it'd be a great crossover between the two of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think it worked out. I'm quite happy with that. Then I could throw in Richmond as well. I had a chance to shoot everybody. It's basically one big Channel 4 mashup. Joe Lycett, with he's obviously now doing Travel Man, and those little jokes towards Moss. And it's surprising, I didn't think it was going to be the one that did well for me, to be fair, because I did way back when it was only like 4 years ago, but I looked about 12 on YouTube, and it was when I did David Mitchell about the EU referendum, because it was so topical back then. And so like, have I got news for you? Yes, I'll take that call. And yeah, so basically did that voice, and I can look back at it and thought, actually, out of everything, that's probably the proudest I've been of it, because I can just somehow just when you understand a person's delivery and how they do and their sort of comedy style, it is quite fun, because that's where the biggest success comes from. So like with the Peep Show things, the fact that I nailed the fact that people saying that the writing was there, the way I was filming it, I managed to get that down. That probably taken pride in the voice sometimes, because it was that kind of, you watch it enough and you follow somebody. It's amazing when you really nail somebody's everything about that person. It's kind of a really satisfying thing. So I can probably see why that one's probably done quite well. Surprised me still a little bit. I was like, I didn't think this is what that first one I put up, where it was like not even the actual perspective of Peep Show, like filming. Surprised it did so well, to be honest. But
I usually find I've heard at least that some people say that with impressions it's more so the stuff that's not the voice that sort of sells it, because you've got to have the mannerisms down, and like with Peep Show, the camera angles and all of that, and the way that it's filmed, for it to be convincing. But when you did your Moss one with the crossover, you did like a little laugh at the end, and it was so on point, and I was like, oh my Christ, that was really good.
Oh yeah, because that concussed Moss. Yeah. But my favorite episode by far. That bit is hilarious. It's just because I thought it was just that dialogue that I put was just classic. It was just classic concussed Moss. Hello, Jen. I've got Jen on the other line. It's a madhouse. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh no, it was brilliant.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know how to take compliments still. I feel like I properly just go in and I'm like, oh, compliments. It's terrific. I don't know how to handle it. I'll go, thank you very much. Like, it's weird. Like, you don't kind of believe it. You don't think it's you that's getting the compliments. It's weird.
Yeah. Totally agree totally relate to that, mate. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we get a lot of stuff that's like, oh yeah, your episodes are great. And it's like,
who's fucking
thanks?
saying that? Who are you
Me.
getting these messages from?
Just used personally. It's like the other guy.
Yeah.
I really loved Alex's Chief Wiggum.
It stole the show. It stole it.
Oh.
It was an arresting performance.
It would have well, lock me up. The only thing of Wigan that I can try and attempt to do is when Lisa says like when Lisa's babysitting for him and she goes, enjoy Bob Saget. It's like, it's actually Bob Seger. Oh crap.
It's even that was really good compared to mine.
Mate, you didn't exactly give yours a chance.
literally like you were pushing out a fart. Like that's what it was. I mean,
how do you know I wasn't?
Alex,
gassy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Isabel was born with more vocabulary than you just described with your Chief Wiggum impression.
Quarter pounder with cheese. Yeah, they call them sheiks. They got the McDonald's over in Shelbyville. They call them sheiks.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so we'll get a couple of questions out of the way then. So, what would you say is your least favorite impression to do out of all the ones you can?
Ooh, good question. Well, when I was doing this radio show with a mate, I did like a breakfast show with him. He co-hosted it, and he would always say like, it's the ones I suppose that are the commonplace ones that everyone goes like, I know him, clap clap clap. It's more like Alan Carr, for example. I loved Alan Carr's voice actually. It's people like Keith Lemon or someone like that just is very easy to do almost. And it's kind of like everyone knows that voice, but when you do something like House or Hugh Laurie or something like that, it's a bit kind of like that bit more niche, I suppose. Yeah, so probably people like kind of Keith Lemon's probably one I could do, but no one really asked me to do it, so it's fine. I got no problem with that. But I mean, I could thought a little bit of Keith Lemon. It's quite the ones that fall perfectly. Like there's a bantard in it for on the podcast, and so you know what I mean. It's dead easy to do, and it's just it's one of those ones like kind of material. It can only lead to kind of sex.
I don't think I can move my mouth quick enough to do that one.
Well, your fiance Sam was very satisfied.
Okay, so what about then? What would you say is the most difficult one for you to do?
Ooh, difficult one. I suppose it's Darren Brown. Kind of, you got to really get into the rhythm of it before you start. It really kind of got to start. So you got to find the trigger word, and you got to really get that flow. So it's kind of sort of hello, sort of very talking, sort of very sort of fun, and it's kind of like he's quite hard to get. That one I did on TikTok a while back was very much I just tried to just do it out the blue, and luckily it came out quite well. And I worry if I can't do it again. To be honest. Like, oh god, because it's quite challenging. That's the video that got me the attention. So on YouTube years and years ago, I set it all up because of it was a goal of mine to do I was doing counselling at the time, and it was a goal to try to set up to put our video up to kind of beat that barrier. And one of them was Darren Brown, and literally did it. It was wobbling. Literally, I don't know if you saw it. It was just basically my iPad on my bed, so it was wobbling. It looked like it was filmed on a potato on a rocking ship. And I was like, okay, and just did a little thing, just like made a little stupid thing up, and that kind of got the attention. He I think it eventually got to him, and he kind of retweeted it and said, "Oh, this is great, Chris. Thanks." I was like, wow. I fangirled majorly. I love Darren Brown.
That's mad.
It is mad. So it's like, I think I was on 55,000 views, and I think it still gets something. And that was like years ago when I literally looked about 12. It's mental. I don't age. It's bizarre.
That's a good thing.
It is, to be fair, actually. It's useful, yeah.
So you're best friends with Darren Brown now?
Well, I mean, me and Des, I call him Des, obviously. We always go to tea rooms together. They're like, mate, what are you doing right now? It's like nothing much, just some mentalist shit. I'm like, right, stop what you're doing. Let's play FIFA. Just, you know what I mean? We're just that close together now, and sometimes we sleep top and tails, and it's okay. I'm okay with it. He's a good spoon. He's a good big spoon.
Well, I actually sent him a message to see if he wanted to come on the pod, but he's just ignored it. So if you could ask him, that'd be great.
I will. I will slide into his DMs later because we're in a WhatsApp group just called LOL Bants. And we just riff all the time. We're like, oh mate, knock knock, who's there? I'll tell you later on through the power of mind. Like, oh my god, you Darren, you. Honestly, he's an absolute lad.
Oh.
But, oh dear. But interesting though, actually, speaking of sort of like a bit of attention on things, so on TikTok's quite nice. So I got followed by, I think yesterday, that Joe Charman yesterday.
Okay.
So random. I was like, I was watching him in Vine and stuff. I was like, bloody hell. I was kind of like, it's weird when people actually are out there doing things, recognizing you.
Yeah.
And liking you. It's weird. So bizarre. But
It's weird, isn't it?
it is. It's mad that someone sits there. Can I find it mental that someone is looking at your stuff, actually taking the time out and actually look forward to watching something you've created? It's mind blowing.
Yeah,
we don't get that.
Yeah.
Even my mum doesn't watch it.
If I was your mum, I wouldn't watch it either.
If I was my mum, I wouldn't.
I am your mum.
Hang on, what?
This would be a very weird conversation.
That
Very
was-
weird family tree.
That was just the natural progression of that conversation, Alex. I don't know where I was going to go from there.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, right, you got any more of your fucking questions, you little dickhead?
I do. So,
Well,
just shush.
I've got a question, and I want to make sure it's not on your list.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask my last sort of question before we get into things. And
Okay.
then, you can ask your question before then.
No, that's
Okay.
fine. You do
So-
whatever you want, mate. No, fuck yourself.
Shut your fucking mouth, mate. Right. What? So we've gone over your most difficult and your least favorites and all that. So what would you say is your best impression?
The best impression, I think it's got to be Alan Carr, because that one has been the thing that's kind of like instantly people go, oh yeah, Alan Carr, yeah, cool. Like it's one of those ones you can easily do. You can just talk anything as him. It's just so simple to walk into Alan Carr. It's so simple, isn't it? It's just so nice and talking to him, my God. My prostate's getting worse as I'm getting older. And things like that. It just works.
Just jumped up to my favourite one.
It's amazing. I tried to, because I try and be professional and trying to make a living out of this, which may never happen, but I recorded it like impressions jingle, like impressions thing. I wrote some radio jingles, and I was quite proud of it at the beginning. Basically, it was a Specsavers one, and basically I just went, to be a spexy beast, you first need the specs. I just found it's fun doing people like Alan Carr, and I do kind of like Alan Partridge as well. I think I did think it was all right until someone commented saying it was a bit meh. But I don't know if I might get your opinion on it. I don't know if you want to hear Partridge, but
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing it for years, but yeah, it's like and that was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, a classic Queen. I love it.
That's all right.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
wrong with them?
Yeah, I got a bit
No.
thingy with it when that comment. Again, it's a negative comment comes along, and it made me question whether all these years I've done it.
Yeah.
Good, but those two,
Bastards.
I know. But if in doubt, basically, like my mate always said, because they always I had some mates who moved down to London and stuff, and before they moved down, they helped me do some videos and stuff, and they were like, if in doubt, do Alan.
Yeah.
Which is fair comment. Partridge Car, no problem. Anything like if you look at my channel, honestly it's the most ridiculous thing ever. I started doing I did 2 announcement videos in a row, and nothing was coming. Like I just did Alan Carr's got an announcement, Darren Brown's got an announcement. For what announcement? There's nothing happening. I wasn't talking. I had probably 6 subscribers at the time. It's like, who cares? I haven't done anything. It's like, guys, I know you're all waiting for this. Stay tuned. It's like, no.
Yeah, we got that at the start. Whenever you're starting anything like YouTube and the podcast and stuff like that, we were like, yeah, hello guys, and we're thinking, guys, there's literally -3 people listening to this at the moment. So who are we talking to?
Our audience, Alex.
What fucking audience? We had
God.
nothing.
It's that thing, isn't it? It's like having crippling self-awareness is painful because you're always aware that what I'm doing here is ridiculous. Like this self-promotion, this, that, and it's like, but it is, especially when at the beginning, you have to have that mentality that eventually someone will go back to your old stuff and sort of go and saying, hey guys, will make sense. So it's kind of got to be evergreen in that respect. It can't just be like, hey, the 1 subscriber. How are you?
There's that element of faking it till you make it, and that.
I struggle. It's like I just don't know. It's a bit cringe, isn't it? Like the hot thing, it's all of it is when you try and push yourself out. Because I talked to a friend of mine who made through TikTok who's like a ventriloquist. He's amazing. His name's Max Fulham. Is Max Fulham? Yeah, he's amazing.
Max Fulham.
And yes, Maximilian. Maximilian alone is a great name. I said his name sounds like one of those like rich kids you get in an American 90s movie. And I was like, and he was talking. He's obviously his life is like he quit uni. And he's doing like doing stand up and doing all these ventriloquism, and he's amazing at it. And I was like, and he said he sometimes he has to self promote because that's his income. Whereas like you guys obviously you obviously have jobs like myself, so there's that element where you don't have to you do kind of relax a little bit and don't. Some people don't know if you don't know, but speaking just for me, but you don't tend to push it much because you think, well, I've got a guaranteed salary elsewhere, and it can breed a bit of sort of procrastination, laziness to kind of not promote yourself because you think, well, I don't need to because I've got, which is kind of a double-edged sword.
Spot on. Definitely.
Yeah. Because essentially, I have to treat it again. You have to treat it, don't you, as if like this video or this podcast you create is your income. You have to kind of have that pressure on it a little bit and think if this doesn't get made, you don't have food to eat next week. That's the only way I think it's going to work.
That's it. Well, we've got high hopes that we started the podcast January of lockdown year. What was that? 2020. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think me and Alex obviously more secretly at the time knew that what we wanted from this podcast, but then through everything that we've encountered and the lovely people like yourself that we've met along the way, this has already gone further than we ever thought it was going to go. And it's just encouraging us to keep going. I'm so glad we didn't stop when got difficult. Like there was a time where we were doing maybe an episode every couple of months, and how we
it was killer.
It was, and like I say, now we look back on it, we reminisce quite a lot, to be fair, about all the people we've met from different backgrounds, different countries, and I don't think we'll stop it now, will we, really? If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it's just a really good fucking hobby for a Saturday.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the best mentality to have. I think if you treat it like it is a hobby, and because I think if you treat it too much like it is like a job, it does ruin that enjoyment of it. You think, well, this is good. I want it to go somewhere desperately. If you're desperate for it, it's crippling if it doesn't happen. So you say treat it as like something along the side of what you do for a living anyway. If it does get to the point where you can maybe drop a few hours at work because you get good income from this, that's a bonus in itself. Like I think the ultimate pipe dream we all have is that we can quit our daytime jobs and focus on this. But if you can drop a few days in your proper job to have this as your part-time job, that'd be just as amazing.
That's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing you guys are doing this, so it's so good. I listened to the one that you had with those two ladies from America, the last one that was put up. I was like, wow, you talk to people from America. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I was generally amazed. Like, why are you getting all these people to speak to? I was like, that's really impressive. I was like, oh God, I better not be shit. I mean, because Americans are so like cheery and professional, and they're just like, oh, hey guys, I hate myself, my life. Hi, how are you?
That was perfect. Yeah, they were really cheery.
That's the thing, but we're a British podcast, so we're expecting people to be a little bit self-deprecating anyway. So it's not too much of a big deal. But yeah, no, you're absolutely fine, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That is obviously good. Yeah.
But we didn't.
We've given you. Fuck's sake, this bloody Zoom call.
So I know technology is modern. It's like, and it's like, you see, watch the news reports though, and you think, mate, like in this day and age, you're literally down the road by Westminster, and you're in the studio like a couple miles away. Yeah, there's like an eight minute delay when it's talking to somebody. Like, what the fuck? What technology are you using?
Yeah,
exactly. Dialogue. Like,
right, Josh, you can ask your question now.
Oh no, I've forgotten what it was.
You've forgotten it.
I was genuinely I'm watching my screen right now, and every time one of us talks, our little picture pops up, and I'm absolutely I'm just sat here like, oh, this is what we're doing. This is amazing.
Yeah, amazing doing it though.
It's good fun, you know. I'm a delivery driver, so I go around and sometimes I get an opportunity to talk about what me and Alex have done, and it's amazing to see, because it started off quite cringy talking to people like, oh, we do a podcast, it's a bit laddie, we don't really have a structure to an extent. I'll probably give it a miss, to be honest, but now I'm like, miss the first 2 episodes, then come in. Like, it's better out like second, third episode. Come on in there, more inviting.
Yeah, season 3 onwards.
Oh, it's like on TV shows when they go, oh, the first 2 seasons aren't great, but if you get through those 60 episodes, after that it gets really good. I'm like, mate, are you kidding me?
We got another 30 episodes to go if that's the case.
Oh God, we're screwed. We're
Fucking
screwed.
hell.
It's more for TV, that is, isn't it? Because you think, bloody hell, you have to kind of, to make sense of a narrative, at least you haven't got a narrative to worry about.
Yeah,
No, that's it.
that is the
It's just
benefit. Of,
Alex is a prick, and
Yeah.
that's the whole episode.
Pretty much, that's it. Yeah, it's nice because
Cliff notes.
yeah, podcasts are so much different to a lot of other content creating because you can just be yourself in a lot of ways. That's such a good benefit. And two, there is no, unless you're going into it maybe with a really underlying structure of where you want to see yourself from episode 1 of a season to the last episode of that season, you could jump into the OCP hopefully at any point in any episode and still understand and get a feel for who we are as people, and whoever we've got on as a guest, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to be listening dead from episode 1, because I can't go back and listen to episode 1. Jesus. And then you can jump straight in and understand everything. You can still figure out who we are as people, and that's nice. I like that about a podcast.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Because it's getting to know the personalities behind the podcast. So it's like, I listen to Alice James and John Robbins, and they're great. And I think if you just showed a clip to somebody from their show, they just think like, this is not funny at all, this is awful. But if you follow them from the beginning and their story and their lives, and you understand their humor, understand what they're into, you just appreciate, like, it's like more like a warm hug. And I think that's you just have to get to know the people behind the show, and just think, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's it, because you get to feel like you're just sitting down and having a conversation with them, and that's quite nice.
It's so lovely. I love podcasts. It's such a good thing that it's like taken off now, to the point where, have you seen on the Comedy Awards this time around, they've got a section for best podcast.
Oh, decent.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. We're in the running.
You know what? It's honestly, it's such a good podcast. You guys should be so proud of yourselves for what you've done. It's amazing that you fought through all that stuff, and there's sort of like the lulls you went through, and to get through it, because it's so worth it in the end. And it's so cool that you're doing it.
No, cheers, Chris.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
Nice. You're just nice people as well, and you deserve it.
Thank you. Well, you're a part of this team now, so welcome back anytime.
Oh, yay! That honestly, that something so much, because it's like, you never think in a million years that you'd ever get in this sort of realm in some respects. You just think you'll do a few videos, you think, oh yeah, okay, whatever, you've done something, people won't care. But then eventually something just catches the attention. All of a sudden, the fact that he asked me to come on it, I can't believe, honestly, it blew my mind. I was like, I'm on a podcast like in a couple of weeks' time. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah. It's like, I couldn't believe that people actually want to speak to me. It's amazing.
Yeah, I saw your stuff and I was like, right, I've got to jump on this.
You should have heard it when
content was so good.
Chris, you should have heard it when you replied, mate. You think you're excited about coming on a podcast? Should have heard Alex when he was like, "I've got a reply. He's coming on. We've got."
I rang Josh straight up, didn't I? I was like, "I've got us a guest, mate."
Yeah.
It's so sweet, honestly.
Well, I was thinking now, I have forgotten my question, but this will definitely not be the last time we have Chris on. So if you want to continue with what you've got planned, I can always just ask Chris again on the very
no worries.
Next episode.
Okie doke. So we've spoken about your impressions and everything. Obviously, you've done that for quite a while. I think the earliest one I saw was 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably is. It's some garbage. Probably. What was some trash? What was it? I can't remember.
It was. Oh Christ! You put me on the spot now. It was one where you were singing, I think, on YouTube.
Oh, 2017. I mean, which was it? Was it a singing? Was it a sketch, or was it just a singing video?
It was you singing as Bublé. Doing
Feeling Good.
Christ. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And even from that, you can tell how much your impression has come on from then, because your Christmas one of Bublé, recent incredible. One was just blew that one out of the water.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I mean, that's one of the things that I started when I used to sing back in the day. I used to sing like Robbie, and I always used to sing like Bublé. Because that was just like, I could always just impersonate people. So like doing Bublé was quite easy to do, because his voice is it's not very straining, it's very soothing and stuff. And the fact that I can sound like him and his voice to me is like, I always describe it as caramel wrapped in hugs, because it is. He just soothes me to sleep. Like, he can tell me that, I don't want to alarm you, like, sing to me like, you're on fire, Chris, run. And if he told me that in his style, I'd be like, you know what, mate, thanks for letting me know. Ow. Can I have an autograph before I melt?
Even his name is sort of smooth sounding.
It is.
So
Bublé.
Bublé.
It's just, yeah. So the Buble ones, yeah, that's definitely one of the things that when it comes to singing, I've always kind of focused on, and only ever sung Buble songs really. But luckily at the time, once I got into a band and stuff and started using Smule, I started to find my own voice more. There's only a few things that I do in person. So I sing as Michael Jackson and I sing as Buble. They're my two kind of like, my voice does obviously change and I'm trying to impersonate a bit more.
Yeah.
How did you get into all of this then?
Oh, good question. I feels weird like I'm actually getting asked questions. It's weird. Like people want to know about me. It's bizarre. It all started when I was 5. I was on Pontins. It's like, so tell me about when you were younger. You were an exciting sort of impersonator, weren't you? So I always be positive. But yeah, so I basically, when I was younger, I just kind of watched loads of comedies. Like my brother kind of would do voices as well and stuff, but like I kind of carried it on a bit more. And basically, I just watch all the things. Like I just used to watch The Fast Show, used to watch Bottom, used to watch like all the sketch shows from back in the day. And just used to impersonate them basically, and just used to do the accents and things like that. And that's kind of when it all started, just having fun, just doing funny voices basically. And then from then on, I kind of just did it with mates and just had a laugh like that. Never did anything with it. And then that's kind of how it started. Literally, that's how it starts for most people. You just like you guys, just like you realize both of you together just had such great chemistry to when you just had a laugh together. You thought, let's record this.
No, he was just a bad influence. We met when we were 8 years old, and he was the worst influence I could have had as a child. The funniest story we have, apologies to the listeners if you heard this, I'll just quickly tell you, Chris, because obviously I'm assuming you might not have heard it. Alex used to bring in Froobs. Do you remember Froobs, the yogurt strips?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, well, they used to do the alphabet on them. So Alex used to rummage through the fridge when his mum would go shopping, get the F, bring it into school. And just a reminder, we're in year 4, 8 years old at this time. And he would sneak up to me. He'd whisper in my ear, F for fuck. And that was it. That was, and that was not our first interaction, Alex, was it? But that is a memory that we hold so dear to us. Is those interactions, because that went from a one-off occasion to near enough as soon as his mum would come back from shopping, he would get the F Froob, and it was regular after that.
The other letters didn't really work the same. S for shit and B for bastard just didn't work. It was F for fuck was like the one.
That was the first swear word I'd heard, and it was from you skinny, tiny little ginger kid. just shouting the F-bomb at me.
I remember I was quite into like when you'd find a swear word in a song or something, I'd be like, oh mate, I found a swear word in a song. And so I found this one. Have you heard of I was a good child. And have you heard of the band The Wurzels?
I have indeed.
So yeah, The Wurzels was like something we'd listened to a lot when I was younger for some reason. And they had a song on there called Blackbird. And it goes, where be that blackbird to? And I went, fucking hell. That's not how it goes. Where be that blackbird to? And I know where he be up my wurzel tree, and I be after he. Now I sees he, and he sees I, and buggered if I don't get him. With a girt big stick, I'll knock him down. Blackbird, I'll have he. Right? And that was like the song that I knew when I was a kid that had a swear word in. And I was like, but the word is bugger. It's not even really a swear word.
I think father used to be a swear word.
And I'd go up to like kids in my class and be like, hey, I know a song with a swear word in it. And I'd sing the entire thing. And they'd go, where's the swear word? And I'm like, it's bugger. And they were like, that's not a swear word.
And I love your accent when you say bugger. Is that bugger? I love that. It sounds so nice as well. It sounds even better when you say it like that, because it's even funnier, because it just sounds like really charming, like bugger.
That's the Wiltshire accent, Chris. Welcome to Wiltshire.
So lovely. It's nice. So friendly.
That's funny, because we don't really think that we have much of an accent, do we?
No, you did when you sung that song, though, mate. I fucking heard it.
Oh.
Right, you heard a blackbird out the tree and bugger, and it was quite obvious, mate.
That was a perfect rendition of that song.
Right, there's a blackbird in tree, bugger, and that's what I heard. That's the song I heard, mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Carry on with your question for Chris. Anyway.
Yeah, so I can't remember where we got to. So Chris was talking about where he did some voices and stuff.
Basically, yeah, in a gist, the usual things with mates, big lols, let's film this shit.
Yeah.
Basically, that kind of thing. I thought, let's give it a good old college try, as they say. Because basically the whole reason was that like with all the reason it all started properly was because obviously I'd been diagnosed with anxiety and depression in 2014. Like it finally reached kind of a boiling point there, and then I started counselling and stuff. And one of the goals was just what do you want to accomplish at the end of all this? I was like, I want to be able to upload a video, because up to that point I did not believe for a second I had any abilities or talents. I didn't believe myself. Everyone around me was saying, oh, you've got such a nice voice and this and this, and I was like, I just didn't believe it. I suppose you don't know if you guys have felt the same way at some point when you just don't believe anyone what people are telling you. You think it's all crap. I'm not good at what I do.
They're just being nice.
Basically, you're skeptical of people like being complimentary. It's just weird. So then basically I did a couple of videos there, and that was kind of basically it. And then the Darren Brown one, the one that took off a bit, then maybe thought, okay, there's something here. So like, when somebody who you're impersonating, the actual person you're impersonating, says this is good, you can't get any better kudos than that. So I thought, well, I'll carry on then and just do a few sketches and stuff. And eventually, it took a long time to kind of, it's only the last couple of years I've really kind of settled with the idea that I've actually got something to offer now. It's taken a long time.
Well, we're glad you got there, Chris, mate. You're smashing it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because it's extremely entertaining. And like I say, without you doing what you're doing now, we wouldn't be sat here with you having this lovely hour and a half discussion and laughing our asses off all the time. So,
Yeah, I was going to say, you wouldn't tell that you have any sort of hesitation to come on and be yourself.
Yeah.
And especially in your content that you produce. And on this episode, you've just been fantastic. So.
You've been so natural. Yeah,
exactly.
You mentioned how you're obviously a bit nervous about coming on a podcast. I think you're chatting out your ass, Chris, to be honest with you, mate. I think you're
well, you're very kind, but I'll give you the context. Before this started, I was just working my laptop a little bit, and I thought I need to go for nervous poo. So that, like, I'm not sure. I'd been about 5 minutes previous. So I thought that's definitely a nervous one, this one. I thought, oh, please. As I was running downstairs, I went, stomach, don't fail me now.
Well, what we hope, Chris, is we are the start of a long, successful podcasting guest career for you. And hopefully from this here on out, you will sail through, no nervous poos, straight in, ask your fucking questions. I'm Chris, fuck you. And then, there you go.
Well, with nervous poos, and also I'm very flattered if you want me to be regular. That's very kind. I'm definitely, yes. I'll take that. I'll take the job. Does it pay? Any dental?
You're in.
It's so basically with in American films, it's always like, does the job have dental? No, it doesn't. Okay, right, bye. I've broken my leg. Can I afford it? No, I can't. I'm just gonna live in a box forever. It's with nervousness when I started in the band, and that was another level. When you're singing, it's so raw that you are revealing more of yourself. And if you're impersonating, you can hide behind that character quite easily. But when you're singing, it's you. And I remember the gig, we went to some rough gigs where we were and stuff, and I was quite literally shitting myself. In one place I went to, it was rough pub, so obviously the toilets were probably used to kind of, I don't know, people to shoot up with syringes and have unprotected sex, probably, which sounds so unhygienic. I mean, I think brothels personally should have like a hygiene rating like restaurants. At least then you know what you're dealing with. Do you know what I mean? Like how often does Paul get washed down after his sessions so I can come in? Anyway, gross. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's gonna get grosser. So anyway, let's go balls in the bath on this one.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So basically, I had to go for obviously, a unfortunate nervous, poo. As we know, those kind of poos are often runnier than usual.
Yep.
And there was no toilet paper, so I had to just go off and do the gig without wiping.
Oh no!
Which
poor sod.
For me, it's horrific because my hand sanitizer profits were through the roof during that period. Anyway. I mean, mate, it's horrible, and it's like you're thinking, what kind of place does not have toilet roll? I mean, you look at some of the patrons, and you would probably go, actually, it makes sense.
They don't use toilet roll anyway. We don't need to put it in the toilets.
No, they just use a copy of the Daily Star or something.
Exactly.
This is shit. What are the tits of shit? Why are they awesome?
I make Chris feel a bit better. Well, I was a kid at this point, so I can't relate to doing that incident as an adult, but we ran out of toilet paper and I didn't know where my mum put the extra rolls, so I just grabbed the cardboard tube off the thing and I used that instead. I tore that up and I used that, and I knew it wouldn't flush, so there was only one way to dispose of that, and that was into the sanitary bin next to the toilet.
No.
Yeah, so that was I don't even think my mother, hello mother, if you're listening, I don't even think she knew about that, because I think I hid it quite well. Those moments where you just make sure that you push it as far down into the bottom of the bin as you can.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was a semi-ghost poo, so there wasn't a lot of shrapnel, should I say.
Semi-ghost poo.
The ghost poo had a sneeze, and that was all I had to wipe clean.
You get some, though. Not talk about bowel movements. That could be another podcast. Rate your bowels. There was one which, like, when sometimes you get ones that just drop straight through and there's not much residue. It's like there's no like dead, like stealth poo as it is now, really, isn't it? I like it. It just drops in like silently at night. Gone, like, mate. There's not, you wipe and you go, hang on a minute. Hello there. I saved money on toilet paper.
Tom Daly would be jealous of the dive of that turd.
Probably nicked his own toilet paper.
Yeah. Are we still recording a podcast, or is this just a casual chat now? This is class.
It is, yeah. I mean, I tend to just waffle on. Honestly, I could be on here for another hour easily. That's how I just talk shit. Like, just talk shit. Literally.
Yeah. Very literally.
So in terms of the platforms that you're on, so you're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you on anything else?
I'm on Twitter, but I only use that for news. So there's no point in I don't know what I don't want to do, to be fair. I heard on those ladies you spoke to, they were just like, like, what platforms you're on? Yeah, we're on Instagram, we're on this, we're on that. And I'm just like, what am I on? No idea. Like, so yeah, I'm on TikTok, Chris Grigo Voices. It's Instagram, the same. Chris Grigo Voices, YouTube. Funnily enough, get this right, guys. Here's the twist. Chris Grigo Voices again.
Oh, fucking hell, you had me. You fucking had me there.
And also, I mean, and also just to be hip, I'm also going to set up a Bebo account.
Oh yeah.
Because why not? I miss it. I like drawing on people's walls and giving them hearts for no reason.
I wasn't that popular. I didn't use Bebo. I didn't have enough friends to make use of that. Yeah, it would have been so.
Your other half. Your other half is like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? It's like my friend is my other half. Like, I didn't have other half because probably no. Unless I thought I did. But anyway, wow, that's safe for therapy this week coming.
Welcome to the OCP therapy session. How can we help you today, Chris?
I'd love that. Well, it started when I was 6, and my uncle invited me to his cabin.
Do we share an uncle?
And, I thought I recognised you. I think you were tied up before the last time I met you.
Yeah, well, guess what, Chris? I only recognise you from your arsehole.
Oh, well, you know what? It's award winning. So
is it?
Don't blame
Fantastic. I know, I saw it.
Am I interrupting something, guys?
Fuck you, Alex.
Clearly, Alex. Do you mind? We're flirting right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I'm talking about Chris's arsehole. Oh.
I mean, I've been wooed better. Let's just say that. I mean,
Alex, you're up.
You're up, are you? I thought I felt something.
Hey.
Brop.
Well, my original question was, before we went off on that, was, do you have many like blooper reels and stuff like that of impressions that just go wrong?
Well, my life is one big blooper reel, Alex. I'm not gonna lie. So I save that for my own personal like horror when I revisit it occasionally.
Okay.
Blooper reel wise, I don't tend to, because I'm quite a person that doesn't hold anything. I'm kind of weird like that. If I held on to it, I don't know, I just kind of delete anything I've recorded that's like a take one or take, I just get rid of it. I'm weird like that, even though I should keep them because bloopers are quite interesting to have. Should do that really.
Just gives you something extra to put out, doesn't it?
That's true, actually. I did do one when I was doing Ron Swanson on YouTube video with my mates. So it was which was great. And there was a bit where basically they kept in the blooper. Well, I kept a blooper in where I was basically didn't know what I was saying. Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And it was just like, that was kind of about it, really. And it's quite nice having my mates laughing in the background while I was. That's quite nice. It felt like I was in like those shows when you hear like loads of like someone makes a mistake and they go, ah, 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 like one guy in the background in the film going, "That's so funny, guys! They made a mistake." That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, mainly not much laughter, mainly screams. That, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I should keep blooper reels. It's a good room. I'll just keep stuff. I don't know why I don't. It's that weird thing of that perfectionist mindset that you feel that like that was awful. What's the point of keeping it? It's not going to be any use. But like you guys, like you say, it's good to have a bit of material because I'll do that in now.
Maybe maybe that's the way the OCP can rub off on you a bit, Chris. Is that you keep the blooper reels, even if it's just for us.
I'll send it to you.
Please
do it.
Or would you like? This is the official invitation. Would you like to join my LOL bands with me in Desert?
Yeah, send us an invite.
Yes, please.
Of course you would. Yeah, I'll message you now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
It's okay. Anytime, love.
Oh, thank you. I feel so accepted.
Literally, match. It's so fucking great.
Oh, hi.
I love this.
Oh my God, I got a new friend.
Like, literally, I'm going to tweet about this and I'm going to Instagram about my tweet.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck off, Alex.
Like, oh my God. Like, great tongue action there, Brittany.
Thanks, bitch.
Oh my God, I bet Brad is so fucking lucky.
I genuinely thought I was watching some sort of cringy fucking teenage girl American TV show. Then
that's always the best one.
No, you're stuck in England.
And like I said, it's literally the best one to do. It really is, because you just anything you say, anything, it's like, oh my God, have you seen Brittany? Her parents are divorced. Ew, she smells divorced. Things like that. It's just. I remember I was in San Francisco with my best mate. And we met up with somebody who we used to work with, and with his partner at the time. And I was doing those accents, and she was from California. She was like, "What are you doing there? Who are you doing there?" I was like, "Valley girl." So, oh my God, Brittany, let's go to Kmart. Ew, Kmart, really?
She spells divorce. I'm sorry, that's stuck in my head.
Oh man. Sorry, I've taken over a bit. I apologize.
That's fine.
That's all right.
Have your moment, Chris. Have it. You went from nervous shits to talking about Britney and smelling like fucking divorce.
It's just great. It's like, oh my God, do you see them? Like, oh my God. Oh man.
Well, have you got?
I've got nothing.
Have you got anything, Alex? Not going to contribute to that?
I don't even know where to go.
Hobbies and interests, or I like long walks on the beach.
Oh, okay.
If you had a beach nearby.
Where's our closest?
There's no beaches near here. I think the closest one's probably Western Supermare.
How far is that for you? Where's that?
I've no idea, mate.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay. Well, that kind of led up to something then, to be fair. I was hoping you'd go, it's about half an hour. So I was like, oh, yeah, half an hour on the beach. That's amazeballs.
Well, keep
I'll have
Chris
a look.
entertained. No, I'll have a look. You keep
okay.
Chris entertained.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have a look. I'll have it. It's a 54-mile drive. It's about an hour and 12 minutes.
It's not bad, actually.
It's not bad. But I don't think that's the closest.
That's the one that I thought of because that's the one I used to go to all the time when I was younger.
Well, you're a fucking idiot. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. That was a bit mean.
I love this sometimes. It's the relationship you have is so it's lovely to watch. You're an absolute cunt, but you're so good at what you do, though, aren't you? Like, it's like that shit sandwich in it that you try and create. Oh man, it's been so much fun. Seriously,
this has been.
Yeah, it's been a very different sort of episode. I feel.
I hope it hasn't been, because I'm worried. I didn't want to be come across too like, I was worried about sounding too unprofessional or stuff like that.
No,
mate, we don't do professionalism here.
This is the OCP in a nutshell. If we get up there in the charts one day, then you can guarantee that the formation of this podcast would not have changed.
Nope.
Good. And long may it rain.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking England. It's going to rain.
Amen to that, brother.
No.
I mean, I've noticed with British people, though, they like that. We're the only country in the whole world that can have that as a conversation point, because it's like, you're like Los Angeles, you go, it's hot. Yeah, it's every day it's hot.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone in America just went, oh, it's so warm today. You're like, well, yeah.
Yeah, well done.
But over
Yeah.
here, it's like, oh, one day it's like it was raining yesterday. Look, it's sunny today. I know. Can't make it
Chris, I was doing a delivery, a place called Marlborough, which is just outside of Swindon, literally maybe just under 15 miles, I'd say, push. And it was snowing for me in Marlborough, and I was on the phone to my missus, and it was hailing, where she was less than 20 miles away. And I thought that was, and I'd just come from sunny as well. So it went from sunny to snow to then 20 miles down the road, like profuse hail, like horrible, harsh hailstones.
How bizarre.
I know.
It's weird.
Our country has every single like climate under the sun.
Yeah.
But except the sun.
Yeah. It's under the sun, it's blocking the fucking sun out. Give me the sun back.
What's the sun, mate? I don't even know where the sun is. Like, is that a big block in the sky?
Miss Sun. I'll bring Arnold back for that bit.
Arnold.
Sun.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I was thinking his name was Arnie. His like actual name was Arnie. I was like, who's Arnold?
That's his legal birth name.
I thought it was Arnold.
You know, for Christian, it'd be hilarious. And now Christian, you.
That's the sound he made when he was baptized. He just went underwater. He was like,
some agent went, "You got style, kid."
This is really random and it's got nothing to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I found out Johnny Knoxville's real name today, and it pissed me off a little bit, to be honest. I'm just going to double check because you won't expect this. It didn't piss me off to the point I found out Johnny Knoxville Johnny's his middle name, and Knoxville is obviously where he was born. Right. I think it's like PJ Clapp or something like that. Yeah, it is. It's Philip John Clapp. That's his real name.
John Clapp.
Yeah, so he calls himself PJ Clapp, but it's Philip John.
PJ Clapp sounds like a great DJ.
Yeah, sorry, that was so random, but we were talking about Arnie, and for some reason Johnny Knoxville came into my head. As always,
I can see why he changed his name.
What do you mean?
PJ Clapp.
PJ Clapp to Johnny Knoxville.
It's a sick DJ name, isn't it?
It is a sick DJ name. Like, PJ Clapp, bro.
Welcome to the stage, PJ Clapp.
I mean, I don't know what it'd be like because obviously he's supposed to be wrestling Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, isn't he? So
is he?
Which is bizarre in itself. But hey, WWE sucks now. But yeah, like he, imagine coming out and say, coming to the ring, PJ Clapp. Doesn't work, does it? I don't think. Same feel to it. No.
Not seen. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. I love doing that.
Hi, I'm PJ Clapp and welcome to Jackass. Like, what? Was this like some sort of sex ed video or something?
My name's PJ Clapp. Welcome to Clap Ass.
Tell us your sex tape. Boom.
Hey!
Oh man. Fair play to him. Whatever. I mean, what's Alan John's real? Like, he's got a thingy name, hasn't he? What's his real name?
Do you want me to find that out for you?
Oh, let's do this. Yeah, let's find out all these people's real names.
John Elton, wasn't it?
John Elton. That sounds like a lawyer or something, like a solicitor of some kind. Hi, I'm John Elton. I'm going to guarantee you win this case.
Alex, you fucking asshole. You're wrong. It's just Elton Hercules John.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Bless my soul, Herc is on a roll. He really is.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Johnny Vegas.
Oh, Johnny Vegas. He's what's his name?
You don't think Johnny Vegas is that not his real name?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you want to have a guess before I tell you?
I just googled it, so I'll cheat.
Oh, Chris, you cheater.
Yeah.
Come on, Alex.
I know his missus is Las Vegas.
We're not talking about. Oh, fuck's sake.
Imagine being proper Northern Gal. My name's Las Vegas. That's Las with 2 S's.
Actually, I'll have you know her name is Mia Dunphy. And then
is it with Phil Dunphy?
Dunphy, Dumphy.
Oh my god, it is literally Dunphy. Oh my god, I'm watching Modern Family at the moment, and that's made me really happy.
Oh, well, his real name is Michael Joseph Pennington.
Ooh,
No,
It is, yeah.
that sounds so upper class.
Yeah, you are.
So space. He's honestly he's a comedian, isn't he? Because people have said really top comedians have said that his one of his shows back in the day was amazing. He's great. Did you ever used to watch Ideal?
No.
That used to do. That was great sitcom. Back on BBC when BBC Three was a really good channel back in the day. It was a sitcom where he was basically a drug dealer, and it was just people coming into his flat and different characters and things. It's really good.
Okay.
Recommend that if you ever find it somewhere.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
So
God,
I've just typed in Alex's full name to see what comes up on Google.
OnlyFans.
It's not, but what has really, it's made me a bit worried. You've got, obviously, your surname's out there, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got Alex Ilsley parents, Alex Ilsley age, Alex Ilsley singer, which is that's the one that's, did we marry in a previous life? Oh, it's a woman. Wow.
Oh.
And no, this is fucking Chris podcast. Why the fuck are we looking at? No, shut that down.
I want to know more about it. Tell me more about. I want to know more. My life's not interesting. I just get up, cry, and sleep. Mainly, I mean, existential crisis here and there for good measure. Sprinkle that in.
I'm always worried about typing.
You ever had one of them, Chris?
Oh crap! Yeah, geez, yeah. Very much so. Lately, I'm very conscious of just how fragile our bodies are. I'm aware that my heart could just stop. I'm like, oh shit. Or whatever. You watch these programs. I'm bad for it because I have health anxiety as well. So this is great. I feel like a twinge. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm dead. So I watch but GPs behind closed doors. Great program. Yeah. I'm addicted to it. But then you watch it. Some guy comes in well, basically, it hurts my arse when I sneeze. And then you sit there and think, well, that happens to me sometimes. And they go that they were diagnosed with this. I'm like, oh shit. You're like,
are you one of those people that Google things
100%.
Oh, my chest hurts or something like that, and all of a sudden you've got heart cancer or something?
Yeah, you scroll through all the nice comments that say could be nothing. You go, no, yep. I want to be told I've got cancer. I want to be told this. You ignore the rational stuff. It's some guy on a forum who's named Les86. Go, yeah, I had this and I've got 3 months to live. Great. On, Les. Thanks, Les.
Yeah, cheers, Les.
Yeah, that sort of stuff is maybe a bit of a hypochondriac in a way, because I'll get the other day I had a pain in my wrist and I thought, well, I don't know what that's from, because I was grabbing some plant pots at work. This is interesting stuff.
Yes,
and
riveting.
All of a sudden I had this twinge go up my wrist and I thought, what the fuck is that? And I could not grip things properly for 2 days. And I looked it up and it was oh, you've got carpal tunnel. I was like, oh, yeah. Great. Okay. So then I carried on looking at it and I thought, well, it's gone off now, a couple of days later. So I thought, it can't be that bad. And then it said carpal tunnel in the early days tends to just come and go, and then it'll eventually just be permanent. And I'm like, oh shit. Why? Why did I read this?
Yeah, exactly.
Just a bad wrist.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If it persists for weeks on end, then yeah, maybe be alarmed by some things that go on. But if it's just a day or two, you've been a week with pain, then it goes away. I think that's the thing. Problem is TV doesn't help, because everything you watch now, it's before them during the pandemic, it was all on the adverts, a picture of a woman coughing in a house, and it travels around the house and kills the granddad, kills the kid upstairs, listening to Bop, whatever's going on, because I'm relevant.
Yeah.
and then that would happen, and it go, coronavirus can spread around the house. Open a window. Yeah, it's fucking winter, love. Now we'll do that. But then that went away. But okay, cool. Okay, we know what COVID is. They calm now. It goes, if the cough isn't COVID, it may be cancer. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this? Why are you doing this to me? I literally, I was worried about me, my lungs failing me if I had COVID. And now you're telling me if I cough for more than 3 days, I could be dead.
They should just have an advert that comes up with just people sat around on the sofa looking really miserable, and it just goes, one day you will die. And that's it. And then it's there, next on Sainsbury's, we have a big sale.
Next on Sainsbury's, like Sainsbury's is a TV show.
Big sale on painkillers.
Next on Sainsbury's.
All right, I mixed my words up. Jesus.
What were you meant to say in front of Sainsbury's?
Next in Sainsbury's, I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Which, by the way, don't forget you scan. Don't forget scan as you go app. Download it.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Let me know how you get on with that.
I will. I'll give you a text.
Oh, honestly, it's amazing. It blew my mind when you could do that. You'd have to talk to anybody. You don't have to sit there and touch your screen for too long. Literally, I tap with your knuckle anyway. And quick in and out. You have to put it all in your bag. You're off. You're laughing. You're there flicking the visas. You're walking off all the suckers queuing.
Yeah, you're
the best one, mate. Oh, sorry. The one. My God, this one will blow your tits off. Right. This M&S. Right. Grab onto wherever you can grab hold of. Penis, preferably.
Hey.
This one. Basically, you go scan everything. You pay on the app. You can walk out the shop.
Oh, it's the Amazon shop, isn't it? And then an Amazon shop.
Yeah, similar, but yeah, M&S have got their app. You scan all your stuff on the M&S app. You literally pay it on through Apple Pay. Walk out the shop. As long as you hold the receipt out, you can walk out the store.
Gee,
mate.
So good.
Did you know that they've got this thing now in shops where you basically get all of your stuff, you put it in a big sort of metal trolley thing, and you wheel it to this woman that's sat behind a desk, and that woman or man, we're not sexist here. They basically put it through this machine. They beep it, and then they bag it up for you at the end. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I just thought that's amazing. Just the service.
Do you want to know something, Alex, you're a fucking knobhead, mate. That's just dreadful. That means you've got to communicate with human beings.
The only downside is sometimes as well, because obviously you go to some cashiers, sometimes you're not in the mood yourself, you want to get through it. But I was trying to feign some sort of kind of like, I'm okay with the world kind of thing. But even those people who serve you are just miserable as fuck. And they're just there, like, look at you, how you're right, and they're like, It's like, well, oh, I'm sorry. Am I inconveniencing you by you doing your job? Do you know what I mean? Like, am I in your way? Sorry.
Well, yeah, because you're there, Chris, they can't go on their phone, mate. That's just what it is.
That's the thing. Well,
see, I think what you should do is, I do this sometimes, depending on if I'm in the mood or not, but I'll like put on an accent or something whilst I'm there.
Ooh, yes.
And so anyone that I interact with thinks that just got an
bollocks to you. I've been shopping with you, and you were the
I don't do it with you fucking knobhead.
To be around.
And then when I get to the till, I keep this accent on. It's just a bit of fun.
Oh, well,
like that.
What's
your favourite one you go for?
I usually go for either Australian or Irish.
Ooh, Irish, very friendly. Australian, somewhat friendly.
That's it. It suits my voice, to be honest. Like anything else, I just can't keep it up. But hey,
so do you have a backstory for yourself? Like if you're Australian, do you talk about growing up in Sydney, or do you have like a whole thing, or do you create a character, or are you just very much just speaking like that?
No, I don't answer questions.
So he does the accent, but it's all in his head, Chris. He doesn't actually speak to anybody still, so it's fucking pointless.
My conversation is, all right, dear, and then see you later.
He walks out the shop so giddy. He's like, "Ooh, I'm such a rebel." Oh,
I used to do it on the phone as well. Like when we get a scam caller on the phone, I do it then.
Yes. Have you ever done it at a drive-through?
No, I haven't.
That'd be amazing.
That could be one.
What is it? Hang on. I've just looked up at my screen and just realised, hang on, we're still recording. We're still on a podcast.
Yeah. This is good luck editing this motherfucker. That's all I'm doing.
I genuinely forgot. I thought I was just in a call with a couple of mates, which I am. That's not incorrect.
Well,
I was on a podcast.
Should we end it then? And then we can carry on.
Yeah, do you want to end the podcast? We'll just continue talking to Chris for a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk a bit long. I could talk a bit longer though. I've got like another half an hour I can get going for, to be fair.
Yeah, well, cool. We could,
why not?
Fuck it.
Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there are no rules in the podcast world. You make your own rules. You know what I mean? Like, go for it.
He's a master already.
Live your best lives.
Yeah,
'Cause
one
this-
podcast in, like, he's mastered it.
People can listen to this and go, at this point, it does normally end. And I'm emotionally prepared for that. I'm not emotionally prepared for this to carry on longer.
To be fair, Chris, normally this is our longest running podcast so far, I think.
Well, it could be. I mean, again, it could be me just talking or like taking up too much time. But
No, it's not you. That's not you. Don't worry. The rambling is what we want. We want the rambling.
It's great content.
Exactly. People get to see the real you. But yes,
Great banter.
Yeah, which is why I'm still single.
Hey!
Hey!
And on that bombshell, we'll end the show.
All right, Jeremy Clarkson.
Fucking hell, every time.
I know. This is going on too long. Stop. Oh, wow.
It's been absolutely lovely having you on, Chris. You've been an absolute star. And yeah, you've come across very confident. So you've
very.
I'm glad you've been. Thank you so much again for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for everyone for listening to this episode, and join us again next time. We'll be doing something different. I think we'll do one with just us two next, isn't it, Josh?
I don't know. That's pretty boring, to be fair. We'll see.
All right. So,
Sorry.
I mean, great selling.
Yeah. All right, fine. It'll just be us two. Fucking hell.
fucking hell.
This is a podcast. It might be a bit shit. So, don't build up too much hope.
Right. Well, thanks very much. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.